Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and I hope you're doing really well. And on this channel, I like to talk about all things film, Blu-ray and physical media collecting. So this is the 6th installment in my Blu-ray Curation Collection Challenge video series. And this video is going to be focusing on something that is very dear to my heart. One of my all-time favorite pieces of media. This is something that I absolutely love and I've watched multiple times and will continue to watch. I'm a very big fan of this world or universe that I'm going to be showing you. I'm talking about David Lynch's Twin Peaks. So this is the Z to A series box set. There was only 25,000 copies of this made, which is quite a lot actually for physical media, but it has the original 2 seasons that aired in the 90s.
Entering the town of Twin Peaks.
The Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me film from 1992.
She's my mother's sister's girl.
And then it also has the Return TV show that was put out on Showtime in 2017.
Dig yourself out of the shit. $29.99.
Which is contender for the best thing I've ever seen. Film, TV, everything. So yeah, there's a lot of media in here to be added to my curation, but it is something I've watched through multiple times and will continue to do so because my fandom for this show is, and the film that's connected to it is just so prevalent in my life. I absolutely love Twin Peaks. David Lynch is my favorite director of all time. He's not infallible. There's a few of his films that I'm not too keen on. For instance, Inland Empire is a very impenetrable film, and yeah, this is just absolutely incredible. The TV show is very much a noir, a mystery, a soap opera, surreal imagery, very funny in places. It's basically an amalgamation of basically anything a TV show can be, and I absolutely adore it. And the 1992 film Fire Walk With Me is greatly misunderstood. It has a huge appreciation in the Twin Peaks community, fandom community, but the entry point for enjoying that film does rely on you having seen the TV show and enjoying it. So I guess that's where a lot of people are turned off or not really into it, because you can't just shove the film on and enjoy it for what it is. At least I guess that's how it's viewed, because you need a lot of background information and an appreciation of the TV show before you dive into that one. But I absolutely love this. This takes pride and place in my collection. It could have been my first video in this series. And the next 2 picks are films that inspired David Lynch when he was making Twin Peaks or writing Twin Peaks. David Lynch, if you're not aware, he's a very big film noir fan. So he likes to sort of put touches of the film noir genre into a lot of his films, which is really interesting to see. And he takes a lot of the names of characters from film noir films and puts them into his own creations. And so first up, we have one of my all-time favorite films here, and it's Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard. When will this get a boutique Blu-ray release? I don't know. I hope it's sometime soon. So Sunset Boulevard stars Gloria Swanson as Norma Desmond, who's like a forgotten star from the silent era, and she enlists the help of William Holden, who plays a character called, I never remember, Joe Gillis, and they sort of go about trying to reignite her career basically, and she's a little delusional, and it's just a masterpiece in cinema, and it's absolutely amazing. So there are a lot of names that are used in this film that have been borrowed by David Lynch. So for instance, Norma Desmond, there's a character in Twin Peaks called Norma Jennings. In the film Fire Walk With Me, there's a character called Chet Desmond, so Norma Desmond, Chet Desmond. David Lynch's character in the TV show is called Gordon Cole, and Gordon Cole is a character mentioned in this film as well. And yeah, it's got gorgeous cinematography, fantastic lead performance from Gloria Swanson, and yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite films and thoroughly deserves its place in my curation. And for the third entry into this curation is another film noir from 1944, directed by Otto Preminger, and it's Laura. So Twin Peaks, the main character, or what the main plot revolves around in that TV series, is about the murder of a character called Laura Palmer, and Laura Palmer took her name from this film. So Laura follows the story of the investigation into the murder of the character Laura, the titular character, and how she's seemingly shot in her apartment, and it's sort of like following the lives of the suspects and who may or may not have committed the crime. It's a fantastic whodunit sort of thing. So lots of twists and turns, and so there are a lot of names in this film that are taken and inspired characters' names in Twin Peaks. For instance, there's a character in this film called Waldo Lydecker, and Waldo is the name of like a bird in Twin Peaks. And then there's Bob Lydecker as a character. Obviously Laura, the titular character, is the character from Twin Peaks. And yeah, this is such a fantastic film, one of the greatest film noirs ever made. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out as soon as possible. It's amazing, and yeah, thoroughly deserves its place in my curation. Now, moving on to the Purge title for this week, I was scanning through my film collection, trying to sort of keep in line with the theme for this episode, and purging some sort of film noir-esque type film, and I couldn't find one that I wanted to get rid of. Either I hadn't seen some of the film noirs I have in my collection, or every one that I have seen is one that I will revisit or I'm really happy to have in my collection. So this Purge title has nothing to do with the film noir genre. This film is directed by Rob Zombie, who is a director I have very mixed feelings on. I think some of his films are very poor. He does have a couple of really good films in his filmography. So the film The Devil's Rejects is a film of his that I think is a really fun genre film. And the predecessor to that, House of a Thousand Corpses, has its merits. It's not my favourite, but I still enjoy that one. But yeah, since those two films, he hasn't, for me, really been making anything that's interested me. So I picked this one up a while ago and watched it, and it did not like it whatsoever. And it's his film 31. So this film follows, the basic plot is a bunch of sort of kids, or they're teenagers, young adults I should probably say. A little hazy on the plot for this one, but they are basically captured by a group of degenerates and are put into this sort of funhouse type maze area, and are sort of hunted down for sport by these crazy people. I don't like this film. I can't see a rewatch changing my mind on that. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe in 10 years if I rewatch this, something will click with me, but I have a very solid feeling on this film that it's not something that I'm going to revisit. So this is getting purged from my collection. So that's episode 6 in the bag. Let me know what you thought of my inclusions to my collection and my purge for this week. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about physical media. So until next time, everyone, take care.